you see in that first quarter when they were giving you a lot of trouble, especially on the defensive end for you guys?
You know, a team like that, you're going to take their best punch. And they did a great job at hitting shots. They did a great job at, you know, pushing us back on our heels. And, you know, obviously, you know, we weren't ready, you know, for that kind of play. I don't know what we were anticipating, but, you know, when the team gets that hot, you got to throw the book at them as far as what to do defensively. And I thought we had to, you know, go early into our, you know, our defensive playbook and try anything to cool them down. And then, you know, in the second quarter, they cooled down a little bit.
Coach Asia mentioned that you gave them a heck of a speech at halftime. What was the message there to them?
You know, I just, with this team, and, you know, I try to put things in perspective. This is our third game in, you know, in 7 days. And, I mean, it's hard. I think for our team, we're challenged when it comes to just being mentally tough, you know, practicing our approach to it, and we got to get better because it doesn't get any easier. We got 3 games in a row that we'll have to play, you know, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and if we're not any better, you know, we could see our first defeat or defeats, you know, next weekend.
Coach, just going off from that, you talk about the challenges. Asia was talking right beforehand about how there's growing pains right now, some of the new girls playing with each other. Is it kind of expected, though, early on in the season? And if so, how do you kind of approach that, especially in practice?
Well, I mean, we do have a young team. We got, you know, people playing different positions and different roles for us. And I think sometimes when, you know, it's easy to come out and play your first game, your second game. But then when you get into a routine, you know, everybody gets a little complacent. And that's the thing that you really have to be on the lookout for. As coaches, as players, and, you know, how we played was indicative of how we practice, which is, you know, it took them a while to get going in practice. So we have to challenge them every day. I know that's for us. We got to challenge them every day to get them where we need to be. And they, you know, they usually, when they're challenged, you know, they're up for it, but you got to force it out of them.
Can you talk a little bit about Alexa's progression after taking the year off? I thought she was one player who kind of did play fairly well in the opening.
She did, you know. You know, slowly she's knocking off the rust. You know, I think, you know, we certainly had an advantage in the paint, and our players got her the ball, and we tried to force the ball in there a little bit to her as well. But, you know, Alexa's has been very, very solid, you know, for us, and we know she's sure hands. We know she's going to get up a good shot. We know that she's going to pin her player in the paint, and she's very efficient out there. So, you know, we're looking for, you know, some of our young ones to kind of adhere to what she's doing.
Coach, when Ty had to sit with 2 fouls, the offense really struggled. How much of a concern is the backup point guard position?
You know, I think anytime that you have to change your substitution pattern, it hurts you because people are looking to go in the game at certain times, and if you have to go a little sooner, it throws your offense off a little bit. But we have been practicing, you know, with her not being the lead guard all the time. So it took some time for us to adjust to, but, you know, maybe teams will do that, and we'll be prepared. Hopefully we'll play a little bit better during that stretch.
Coach, just talk to me about, I guess, how you're seeing, I guess, your leaders form during this stage where everyone's kind of filling each other out and trying to mesh together. I think I saw, you know, Kiki talking to LaDeja after she missed a layup. Just, I guess, what are you seeing from the players kind of taking ownership at this early stage of the season?
I mean, we have great leaders. I mean, our upperclassmen, you know, I think our new players and our freshmen, you know, we explain to them there is a pecking order, there's a protocol. So, you know, part of it, they have to stand down to some of the other ones and just kind of listen and take in the information. But the older ones have to know how to deliver information. And I thought that exchange was a good exchange for Kiki, because Kiki can have a tendency to be a little bit of a hothead because she's so competitive. But, you know, to see that exchange is growth on both parts.
Dawn, Bianca Cuevas more. You expect her to come back for this weekend's tournament coming up, or?
Well, she's seeing a doctor right now, so, I mean, she's been off for, over 2 weeks now, so I think we gotta, see where the doctors think she is. I hope she gets back. She hasn't practiced yet, but she's doing a lot more than she was last week.
Anything else for Coach Dan? One more than Dr. Jeff, grab the microphone, please.
Just 4 games in, I know it's early. Just, I guess, talk about the impact of Lindsay Spann. It seems like, Alicia came out, she just stepped right in and kind of just filled her role. Just what she's done in these first 4 games.
Lindsay's a great get. We're thanking our lucky stars every day that we have her. I mean, she's poised. She's been consistent and efficient from the outside. She can back up and play some lead guard for us. So she's very versatile on what she can do on both sides of the ball. So we are, very happy that we're able to get her.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.